Welcome to Politics on the Wheel with Jay. And on this fateful Friday, we know within the week we had some issues, that pop up within the week. The coup that happened in Niger, and just barely less than 15 days after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now the ECOWAS chairman, said they will not accept any kind of coup d'etat in West Africa. We also saw the ministerial list, which was released yesterday, and a lot of shocker to some APC faithful. And then, what else? The 103 bodies that were recovered to be mass buried, and the Lagos state government to spend over 60 million naira for the burial of those 103 people that were recovered, or persons that were recovered from the 2020 EndSAR protest. And this is Elite TV. Now, if you've not subscribed, please do it to hit the subscription button and the notification button to get much more of our video. Thank you so much for watching with us. So now, before I dive into any of these topics to talk about them this morning, let me quickly let you know that the Super Falcons of Nigeria made us proud yesterday. We know that some of us watched the video or watched the game or watched the match yesterday. Some of us watched the highlight. And those girls, they were losing, and they came out to win that game 3-2 at the end of the game. And congratulations to the girls, did well, and they made Nigeria proud in this time of sorrow, as Nigeria keep mourning for how their mandate was stolen from them in the 2023 general election. And over to that, on 1st of August, which will be Tuesday next week, there will be an adoption of the response given by the APC, Shetima, Tinubu, and INEC, as well as Peter Obi, even PDP. Everybody will head to court on Tuesday next week, for the adoption of the response given by all the parties. And the final date for the judgment will be given on that date. So we're getting close. So in reaction to that, so many people are saying that the Falconets, or the Falcons, Super Falcons, came to give Nigeria joy at a moment where everybody's spirit is down with fuel hike and all of that. But we hope that in no distant time, the mandate will be returned back to its original owner, and then we will be having a massive celebration when the Super Falcons are able to bring back this trophy back to Nigeria. So now, to the 103 bodies recovered by the Lagos state government, as there was a leaked memo that circulates all the social media and all mainstream media within the last few days. To me, you asked me, in 2020, there was this back and front that nobody dies at Lekki Toll Gate. But it marvels me that all of a sudden now we are hearing that only three bodies were recovered from Lekki Toll Gate, while the rest body were from different places where the protests occurred in Lagos. That's so surprising. But then to spend over 60 million for the max burial, oh God, it's another way to embezzle. Now, there's this retired lawyer, according to him, he said that what the Lagos government has said is not true. Let's look at what he said on Arise TV.
The thing about the truth is that it requires no embellishment. The unfortunate thing, or maybe the fortunate thing about lies, is that they are always short-lived. They are the proverbial biku. That is what lies actually are. I remember sitting in your studio a couple of years ago, and I recall telling you at the time that if the Lagos state government would dare to allow the panel to do its work, it would be stripped naked in daylight. That there are more than sufficient evidences in the public space that will render it impossible for them to get away with the lies that they were busy concocting. Let me be clear. I hold the press responsible for the capacity of the Nigerian state to tell these nauseating lies and get away with them. Because, Doctor, the report of the panel, which is different from the white paper, the report of the panel was emphatic in concluding that there was a massacre at Lekki Toll Gate. We're not dealing with the paucity of evidence. We're dealing with the readiness of human beings to collaborate with evil, to acculturate evil, and to normalize, explain it. It's no longer about whether it happened or it did not happen. DJ Switch, God bless her soul, at risk to her life, she had a live Instagram feed. That is not a recording that was posted, a live feed. I saw victims, people with bullet wounds. I, in conjunction with many others, dealt with victims. The same Lagos state government that has continued to deny what is slapping it in the face is even paining me that my dear friend, Mr. Omotosho, is not available to come and help them amplify these lies again. They will continue to lie about what... Look, let's deal with the facts as we know them right now. The panel was emphatic there was a massacre. That one, let them stop all that gaslighting and obfuscating. So if you say these 103 people were not the ones that were picked up from the toll gate, if human life truly matters in our country, where were these ones picked up? Exactly where? The entire purpose of the coroner's law is so that you have accountability for even for the dead.
No, a list is
but when the state is the one actively seeking to cover the truth, verifiable lie, people can go ahead. Look, doctor, the Lagos state government would prefer that we are having this back and forth about the nitty-gritty of the facts, but the facts are not in dispute. The same Sanwo-Olu and co who are busy denying what took place, they paid cash. They paid cash to victims. The lawyers who actually appeared in court, Babashino Ogunlana, Ayo Ademiluyi, they will tell you as a fact that victims that were represented by them, numbering over 20, at least those who survived with wounds, they were paid in cash, millions in cash. Baba Ogunlana and Ademiluyi had to refuse to accept what was offered to them. So when they come out and they start telling these lies, I'm not speaking out of hatred for anybody, but I refuse on behalf of those who have died, as long as you have a mic in front of me, I refuse to help them normalize the lies they are telling. But to even now deal with something that everybody appears to be forgetting. Not only have you denied the humanity of these persons by denying that they were killed, 103 people are going to be given mass burials.
You can see, that was him there. You know, he always fired this APC clown. The way they behave, the way they, they do their things, which is not really proper. And that is it on that angle. Then back to the coup d'etat that happened in Nigeria within the last few days. The president of Nigeria, who is the chairman of ECOWAS, when he was given the mandate to lead the economic community of West Africa, he made it clear that
we will not allow coup after coup West Africa separation. We will take this up seriously with African Union. And it's
15 days after his statement, here comes a coup in Niger. Many people reacted to this as that you cannot stage a civilian coup through the ballots and then make such statements and expect the other African nations not to do what they needed to do. So this was just like a message to Nigerian government and Nigerians that the coup is knocking at your door. And in person of Shehu Sani, the senator representing Kaduna North in the 9th Assembly, he went on Twitter to say most youths in Nigeria now believe that, they believe in this coup of a thing because within the last 23 years of uninterrupted democracy, there have not been significant improvement in terms of developmental projects and progress, as Nigeria keep going backward and retrogressing every year, and we seem to be practicing democracy that other nations of the world are practicing, but yet they are, getting much more developed, unlike Nigeria. But he argued that Nigerians should stick to these democratic processes, that the military is not a welcome thing in Nigeria or even any West African country or any African country as a whole. Leaving that aside, you remember that just like a month ago there was an aborted coup in Russia, and now it's over to Niger in Africa, and in West Africa. Now Nigeria, here we are. Niger has a brother with us. What next? People are already flying on social media that they think Nigeria is not that easy, but I believe very soon it will happen here if we continue with this illegitimate and illegal practices of democracy. So what do you think about this whole story and back and front of these coup d'etat in Niger? We also saw yesterday of the French commander landing in Niger and were stopped by Nigerian troops to asking them to respect the territory of Niger. What do you think about all this? Is this another recolonization of Africa by France? As we can see, some of the policies and the way they are moving into some African countries, and just a few weeks ago, we had economic summit in France where your president was a spectator. Give your comment in the comment section and react positively to this video. I remain Jay. Thank you for watching. See you in our next episode.